Pleiadian star seeds. This is Indigo Angel, and today I have been guided to do an energy reading and attunement for Pleiadian star seeds and anybody who just resonates with the Pleiadian stargates in general, or however you are resonating or relating to it as a star seed, or just as a deeper knowing or calling that this is your star seed origins, or this is somehow infused in your DNA, in your ancestral lineage, and this is the embodiment of you on some level. You're feeling that deep inside of your soul, and I'm here to tell you that you are not crazy and you are perfect just the way you are, in that longing, in that belief, in that deeper knowing that you are connected to this Stargate system. I definitely do feel that way about it myself. And the more that I learn about Pleiades and the more that I attune to the energies, the more that I just feel like I'm learning more and more about myself. So it's absolutely incredible and fascinating. I just wanted to say that in Greek mythology, the Pleiades are actually the seven sisters or the seven doves. They're also represented as the seven spirits of God consciousness. So you can also see the seven spirits as the rainbow, as the seven chakras, the seven archangels that are attached to the seventh dimensional chakra body. And now I know that the archangels can kind of go back and forth on which archangel is actually attached to which energy center, but I think it's all about the energy that you carry within, as the archangels are also interdimensional aspects of ourselves. So quite beautiful, really. I also have my Taurus card here, and the message on each card is, so Pleiades is optimism and Taurus is strength. So Taurus, it's amazing. So if you are a Taurus, you're going to highly resonate as Pleiadian as your predominant starseed origins. So Pleiades actually resides in the Taurus constellation. So I believe it's on the other side of the bullhead. Okay, so just keep in mind too that the Pleiadians are physical and non-physical beings. So however you're relating to it, some people relate to it as a channeled being, as an interdimensional being, as you open through these portals and start anchoring in more light from these higher dimensional realms and existences and worlds, that you would relate to them as a physical being that you've interdimensionally channeled. And that's what these cards here are. These are some channeled cards from Alessandra Giglioli. And she's a galactic shaman, and this is actually the deck here. But that's kind of like what this card here is representing. This is a Pleiadian interdimensional being that she channeled, and his name is Cece. So I'm the type of light worker or empath or starseed. I'm of the blue ray, that I resonate with channeled material, but sometimes I don't always resonate with like the specific being that they channeled, but it's more of just the message that they channeled. So this card is bringing awareness to the interdimensional portals and the opening of portals through our physical body, through our DNA. We are essentially a universe of our own. We are a stargate of our own. Our heart is the portal to our interdimensional universe and galaxy. Once you've had heart consciousness expansion, it will become more and more easier to access this portal, to experience collectives such as the Pleiadians, or actually channel beings yourself. And so this other card here is Lesiata, and it's interdimensional greeter from the Pleiades. And so once again, kind of similar message interdimensionally. We have as we expand in light, as we expand in photonic, our cells integrate photonic light, we become activated, we become awakened, we start to decipher through truths and untruths and the veils of amnesia, and we expand in consciousness and we expand in light. And so it makes us more sensitive to the subtleties of energy and able to interdimensionally start to explore your universe and how you relate to the star systems and the stargates and how you relate to being a Pleiadian. But I wanted to actually use these cards to actually give you guys some facts about Pleiades. It's more like just like some Pleiadian mythology, but so Pleiades mythology is pretty incredible. It's ingrained in basically like every mythology, every tradition, every civilization. And the Bible specifically mentions the sweet influence of the Pleiades along with Orion. And it also says in Revelations that the 7 stars in the right hand of God are the 7 angels or 7 spirits of God that govern the churches. The ancient Egyptians also singled out the Pleiades as a female goddess, probably most often recognized as Neith, the divine mother, or Hathor, who took on the form of a cow, who carried the seeds of life. Archaeologists working in Egypt in the last 12 years have found pyramid texts that suggest that the Egyptians revered the Pleiades as a higher divine star system, especially Alcyon, its brightest star. Like I said, in Greek mythology, it's the names of the 7 sisters are the doves as the daughters of Atlas, pursued by Orion, the Pleiades in the night sky by Zeus. Norse mythology, to the Vikings, the Pleiades were Freya's hens. Freya was a goddess associated with love, sexuality, beauty, fertility, God, war, and death, another bird reference. Esoteric mythology, the 7 solar systems revolve around the Pleiades. And that's another fascinating fact to me, is if you start to delve into the knowledge of actually like what are these planets that these Pleiadians, these physical Pleiadians live on. And it's just their star system has multiple planets that surround their star that resemble Earth, and the Pleiadians resemble humans the most, so they're the ones that are the most like us. And also, the thing I've noticed the most with the Pleiadian energy is it's the most peaceful, it's the most spiritual, it's the most harmonious. Like anybody who resonates as a blue ray being will highly resonate as a Pleiadian starseed or attuned to the Pleiadian energies. Also, if you have Hebrewic lineage, which most of us in this world do, you're going to highly resonate as Pleiadians. I believe that the Pleiadians and the Anunnaki had came down to Earth around the same time, and the Anunnaki kind of worked more with the Sumerians, and the Pleiades worked more with the Hebrewic Egyptians. So they were essentially like, they say that like light language, Hebrewic, that's why the Hebrew words are so sacred. The Hebrew language is so sacred, because this is the original light language of the Pleiadians. So it's pretty fascinating, and it's actually fully like 100% incredible. It actually blows my mind every time that I think about the influence of Pleiades. I do kind of hold the Pleiades not above Sirians or above Orion, like equal opposites to all of them in their own way. But there's something really magnificent and special about Pleiades. I actually had a dream last night about the Pleiadians and how there is like a photonic belt around the Pleiadian stargates that it's like when you come through the Orion Stargate and then the Sirian Stargate, it's like you have your masculine and your feminine. But like the Pleiades are like, I even resonate them as angelic. Like when I think of Pleiadians, I think of like the 7 archangels of the chakra body. I think of Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel. They're like this photonic belt is a passageway between life and death. And here's I actually have a passage from the Bible. Hang on. Okay, it says, "Seek him that makes the 7 stars, Pleiades and Orion, and turns the shadow of death into the morning, and makes the day dark with night, that calls for the waters of the sea, and pours them out on the face of earth. The Lord is his name." So this is just another prophet in the Bible speaking about the Pleiades and Orion, and how about 28 years ago, the people were very much aware of these constellations. And this specific prophet, his name was Amos, he was an uneducated shepherd, and he knew that the prophetic science of the heavens alludes to the sweet influence of the Pleiades as having the ability to turn shadow of death into morning of light. They actually say when Jesus was 33 and God or Christ descended down to him, he descended in the form of a dove. Well, the dove representing the Pleiades. So I think it has something to do with this photonic belt, that it's like this, it's like the last place you go before you are into the abyss of the galaxy, to your original dispersed into starseed origins. Like it's like where you go to review your life. Like the angels review your life with you and the Pleiades. It's they go over everything and they guide you. Like the Pleiades are like, it's like the angelic choir or sephir of angels that guides you into the next dimension. So the Hopi had a relatively limited star lore, but determined that the passage of time for nighttime rituals in the winter by observing the Pleiades and Orion through a kiva entrance hatch as they passed overhead. The Pleiades were depicted in a mural on one kiva wall. The early Monte Alto culture and others in Guatemala made its early observatories using the Pleiades. They were called the Seven Sisters and thought to be their original land. The Pleiades play a major role in Navajo folklore and ritual. In the Navajo creation story, upward reaching the Pleiades was the first constellation placed in the sky by the black god of the cosmos. When Black God entered the Hogan of creation, the Pleiades were on his ankle. He stamped his foot, they moved to his knee, and then to his shoulder, and then finally to his left temple. The 7 stars of Pleiades are depicted on ceremonial masks of Black God, in sand paintings, and on ceremonial gourds. Oh, here's another fascinating thing. I did a small reading over at Mushroom Pond, and basically I had pulled the fire card, the passion and the fire card. And in the legend of the tribal people of southeastern Australia, the Pleiades were represented by the 7 sisters, and these women were the first to possess the secrets of fire. In Hindu astrology, the Pleiades were known as the cutters. The Pleiades are also called the star of fire, and the ruling deity is the angel god Angie. Also, in Theosophy, it is believed the 7 sisters of Pleiades focus the spiritual energy of the 7 rays from the galactic logos to the 7 stars of the Great Bear, then to Sirius, then to the sun, and then to the god of earth, and finally through the 7 masters of the 7 rays to us. So, yes. And here's what I always say. I do believe that every being on earth is 13 dimensions of creation. So every dimension of creation is infused with these galactic energies, these galactic consciousness, these collective stargate systems. They are a part of who we are. And so I do believe that every starseed is every galactic species. I don't think that there is one or the other. Now, like I said, if you're in Taurus and you're actually highly resonating as a Pleiadian, this is going to be the first starseed origin to present in your consciousness, to present through your subconscious to become conscious. So just know that whatever one you are most predominant in your natal blueprint, I think is what appears to you first. But you can essentially attune your awareness and your consciousness to attune to all of the galactic species. So don't be afraid of the unknown, because there's lots of wisdom and knowledge and messages here for you. And I just wanted to go ahead and do a small energy reading for the Pleiadian starseed, and that way we can kind of see where our energies are. I'm not going to go divine feminine or divine masculine. This is just for all beings resonate as a starseed, and whatever aspects of the messages you resonate with, then that's wonderful. And I hope that it helps lift your frequency and your vibration today, so that way we can be anchoring that Pleiadian peace and love and light, the law of one, collective harmonious unity. Okay, so the decks I'm reading out of today, the galactic cards were the Arcturian galactic travelers. I have the compendium of constellations. Our chakra message and angel messages are angels of Atlantis. And our tarot is out of the Syrian Starseed Tarot. Okay, so the first message to present is the Ace of Crystals. Okay, and this is an earth element card. This is about the promise of like a new opportunity, either in your career or your financial aspects, or even your home. It's about security and stability. It's something new that's going to transpire that you, the seeker, are wanting to gain. So this is a good card. I forgot to explain that this row here is your physical aspects. So it seems like, you know, this is a good time. This is good opportunity, good growth. It's also representing a crystal, so maybe more encouragement of working with your earth god or earth goddess tools. Knowing that crystals, working with them, meditating with them, manifesting with them is going to attune your energies more to the subtlety body and more to your truths, which is going to activate things in your quantum field, which is going to trigger the subconscious and conscious mind to expand in knowledge and wisdom and strength and love and unity. So yeah, work with crystals. Also, if you're going through any type of like emotional aspect, just because I see the forgiveness card here, there's a lot of stones you can work with to kind of soothe the energy centers as well, and kind of get you through the lower frequency vibrations, all of that stuff. And so the energy center that presented is this is actually the Intergalactic Atlantean chakra. So this is the 11th dimensional chakra. This resides outside of the physical body. This is one below the universal. So if you're going through like an expansion, you've activated, you've had heart consciousness expansion, you've gone through physical body ascension, you essentially start to have 11th dimensional experiences in your third dimensional existence. So your 11th dimensional experience becomes your third dimensional existence. But I believe, based off my ascension, that once we expand into these dimensional realms, once we've had heart consciousness expansion, we go 12 dimensions. We just have to start to filter and make sense of the dimension that you're experiencing. So this is a very much higher aspect of yourself, asking you to anchor in wisdom, asking you to anchor in forgiveness, asking you to anchor in meditation and in liberation. So maybe needing to release and surrender what no longer serves. Here, once you've expanded into this 11th dimensional realm, though, you're navigating dimensions, but you're probably doing it more unconsciously. And that's kind of what I was talking about, was once you expanded in heart consciousness, that you expand into this 12, 13 dimensions of creation, but you don't understand quite yet like what it is that's happening. You just know that you're gaining more gifts, more abilities, more clairvoyancy. Just know that this is where the 11th dimensional chakra is, where more extra-terrestrial DNA can kind of come more online, and you start resonating more with those starseed origins. So I would say that this 11th dimensional intergalactic chakra is probably activating more of this Pleiadian energy, attuning you more to their peace on earth, the blue ray, attuning you more to color ray encodements, attuning you more to probably gone through quite immense amount of Akashic record clearing, especially if forgiveness is coming, whether you're needing forgiveness or you're needing to forgive another. Just know that this is another way that we blast through the Akashic records, is by clearing heavy emotions. So just be in the state that you are, whether you're feeling whatever that is right now, and just feel everything without any guilt. Try to feel everything that you're feeling without any shame or any resentment for what you are in this moment. And surrender all of this to Source. And that's when miracles happen. That's when forgiveness opens up more. You open up more in a state of allowance, and you are more able to forgive if you can surrender. Archangel Raphael is the Holy Liberator. So yeah, once again, surrender, release, forgive, and liberation soon prevails. And just know that this is also, in astrology, the 11th dimensional chakra is the Aquarius. So this is Uranus. This is a fixed sign. It's a masculine sign. So there's a lot of assertive qualities, independent, progressive, analytical, inventive. And so you can see how almost completely Christed consciousness you are once you're anchoring in consciously 11th dimensional qualities. So you're pretty expanded at this point, and it's a beautiful place. It seems like your physicality is really conjuring up new opportunities, new growth, new possibilities. Like you're really doing well in the physical aspect, Pleiadian star. So this column here is the emotional aspects to the Pleiadian starseed, or those attuning to the Pleiadian energies. So emotionally, the 5 of orbs, and this card is about betrayal and suffrage, and someone who kind of cheats or uses like an unfair advantage to win. He's kind of like a Jekyll and Hyde like character. Like he's just sitting there on his, rock, and he's got all these balls, and he's like so into what he's doing that he doesn't realize that 2 of the balls on the ground in the back are broken. And it's kind of being like egocentric, or being like so sure of yourself. And I really get sad when more negative aspect to cards show up in readings, but I really don't, because it's kind of like, I really do believe when I pull this oracle, I'm asking Pleiadian counsel, I'm asking oracle, divine spirit, oneness, archangels, please come through and deliver the messages that are going to help provide, the next best step for evolution in your consciousness, in your present, and keeping you mindful, keeping us present. So like, these are just emotionally, maybe you're feeling this way, really full of yourself. You might even be isolating yourself a lot right now. Because you're sure of yourself, but then maybe you're not so sure of yourself. I always like to kind of read the questions that come with these ones. So like, It's asking you to ask yourself, how are you juggling things in your mind and yet deluding yourself of the bigger picture? How do you limit yourself and create separation through your ego-centered thought process? What opportunities are lost when you do intellectual battle with others convinced of your superiority? How have you sacrificed your integrity in order to win? So let's just emotionally keep that in mind. And that's why I love my chakra messages, my angel messages, because they really kind of like provide us with that next healing. So this is Archangel Sandalphon, and this is the center psychic body of Gaia. This is the Earth Star. This is beneath our feet in the center of Earth, where all the Mahatma unconditional love comes from. Christed consciousness is deeply embedded in inner Earth, also in the cosmos. We are a mirror to the inner Earth, our physical bodies. Our physical bodies are mirrors to the cosmos. So it's like this infinite love is within, throughout everything, woven in, simultaneously parallel, like the tapestry of, like a woven tapestry. And basically this dimension, and you can think of the angels as a dimension, you can think of the chakras as a dimension, you can think of, all these aspects as another dimension. So as we expand in consciousness and we come to embody more of this Earth Star chakra's qualities and awareness and presence of divine light. So what's beautiful about this chakra is it's the main hub for karmic understanding. It holds like the karmic blueprint. It holds information about incarnations. And when you attune to this chakra and you become aware of its qualities and within yourself, you gain incredible insight about who you are, and you release more karmic residue, acceptance, detachments, etheric duality, flipping of perspectives. So you essentially, once you start releasing karmic residue, you start to really learn how to like maintain consciousness, because you start to see the choices that you're making in every moment is your karmic residue. And they say that like the highest skill in the universe is to be able to reduce karmic debt. And I believe that's, for one, I think you can balance the scales of the universe with positive karma. So doing things out of love, doing things out of integrity, doing things from a place of honor and respect. This is going to then lift your vibration and also lift the vibration of the collective and whoever it is that you are involved with. So really just becoming aware of karmic residue, becoming aware of how your choices in every moment, and going unconscious. If you go unconscious and you are having a third dimensional experience, even a fourth dimensional duality experience, you could essentially be creating karma, because you're acting unconsciously. And when we act and we make choices unconsciously, then that's when we have karmic residue. But this chakra in specific activates higher self-healing. It desires to heal. This is ruled by Sagittarius. So foundationally, the 9th dimension is Sagittarius. So half man, earth, half God, consciousness. It's all about guiding Earth's love. It's all about intention. It's all about life purpose. It's very energetic and ambitious and generous and freedom loving. It's a seeker of challenge and new ideas and exploration. So this is grounding into your roots, and this is having your rememberings of your divinity, of Earth, of Atlantis, of Lemuria, of Egypt, of Christed consciousness. Often when we expand into this chakra as well, we essentially embody humanity as ourself. We become humanity. And so that's why it holds the Mahatma unconditional love, is because the unconditional love that's needed for humanity. So ultimately, you're needing to embrace love in your emotional body, and release residue, and really start hashing through those Akashic records. I can't tell you how much, like, I'm seeing Akashic records that's just really coming to me right now. So in the mental aspect, the message is the Eight of Orbs. And this card is kind of about feeling restricted and feeling bound, feeling helpless, feeling vulnerable. So these are kind of what's going on in your mental space right now, Pleiadian Starseed. Not realizing that, like, you might be doing this to yourself. And a lot of times we get trapped in, like, these fear matrices, like, especially if our vibration stops becoming our number one priority. When we stop, if we fall out of a ritualistic routine that was helping us, or we stop doing something that was helping us keep our vibration up, we need to make our vibration our number one priority, because this is the projection of our reality. And so I'm seeing that this is saying to turn the redirection of the focus of your energy and turn it inward, so that way you can work on your fears. It's asking you to ask yourself, what are you fearing right now? This is what has you feeling restricted. This is what has you feeling helpless and vulnerable and feel like you're held captive. Like, just, you need to start focusing on your fears. What do you fear? Okay, let's see what the energy center chakra message is. Going to be the heart chakra, and the message is empathy, and the archangel is Raphael. So even though you're feeling bound and helpless, you're being asked to open your heart. You're being asked to feel. You're being asked to be empathetic towards yourselves and towards others. As this heart consciousness activates and expands, the soul awakens, and everything is felt through the heart consciousness first. So coming together, grounding practice becomes crucial for your healing expansion. So for you to expand from feeling bound and helpless, you have to start purifying. You have to start finding stillness. You have to start asking yourself, what are your fears? Recentering your space. Drinking of Gaia to heal. Here you learn how connected the heart is to the earth. So that's why grounding is so important. I know that so many starseeds feel so lost on earth. I mean, I'm not even kidding you. I went to the grocery store and I had, like, this fog come over me, and I didn't even know where I was. Like, I was honestly feeling afraid, like scared. Like, I did not feel like this was my home planet. Like, this was Earth. Like, I didn't know who or what these people were. Like, so many starseeds, and I'm guilty of this. Like, I followed some teachers that told me to stop grounding, and I started to believe that I, like, was only like a starseed. I forgot about my physicality. I forgot about my physical body, and I stopped grounding because I thought expansion was the only thing that I wanted to do, was like expand in these higher dimensional realms. And I do want to do that, but, like, we have to ground. We have to honor Earth. We have to honor our mother. We have to honor our physical jacket, our physical suit, our vehicle that holds our soul. Like, it is of Earth. And as starseeds who are floating around in a 13th dimensional existence, is wonderful and great, but we have to come back down to earth. We have to honor this native indigenousness that is within all of us. We are all natives and indigenous people. We are just, most of us here in America, we're just displaced from our native roots and lands. We incarnated with genetic encoding that was for the land of our lineage, was for the land of our DNA. And so we're so displaced. So if you have the ability to get to your native land, I suggest doing that. It activates deeper, etheric, eternal, karmatic, akashic, galactic healing that you could ever really receive. So as a starseed, grounding, connecting to earth, and maybe that's why you're feeling so like vulnerable right now, is you're just not connecting to earth. So you're needing to redirect a lot of energy emotionally and mentally. Physically, things are kind of working out right now, but emotionally and mentally, like, you're working through stuff right now. And so heart chakra, love, Archangel Sandalphon, you're needing to seek your life purpose, your soul mission, and you're needing to get on that, and you're needing to be empath, and you're needing to feel everything right now. And I'm just really feeling like the energies are pretty intense for the Pleiadian starseed right now, collectively. So let's see what we got in the spiritual aspect here. So the message is 4 of crystals, and this card represents a desire to maybe maintain control and hang on to one's possessions. So this is a spiritual aspect. So maybe spiritually struggling with like materialism and what's important and what's not. This is maybe being really like meticulous about carefully planning and wise spending and budgeting, and also it could represent fears about becoming poor or just lack of trust in general, and then maybe being greedy with your things, your belongings. And if like some of the reading is saying like you're going through this isolating yourself with your things, like maybe even shopping too much, like spurging and spending too much money right now. And you might even be feeling guilty about this spiritually, because your higher self is telling you like, save your money, do good with it, do right with it, pay your bills. Like, yeah, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, really going through some stuff right now. Let's see what the energy chakra messages for healing. Okay, so this is the third eye, and Archangel Raziel. The message is intuition. That's the 7th dimensional chakra body in the picture. The third eye is lit up, asking you to embrace your inner knowing and your intuition. Archangel Raziel is the divine mysteries, the secrets of God, and he's all about retreat and faith and intuition and dreams. So lucid dreams are probably very intense right now, especially because the moon is actually in Scorpio, but is about to go out of Scorpio. But then we have a full pink moon in Scorpio at the end of this month, I think on the 29th. And moon in Scorpio is like one of the toughest placements, just because it's water sign, it's emotional. You think about Cancer, how it's this like flowing river, and then you think about Pisces, how it's the ocean, but then Scorpio is just like this pool of water, this deep pool of water that's very, very still. And whatever aspect or planet, or the moon in this case, is like sitting in Scorpio. So we're just sinking deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into Scorpio mythology and the subconscious mind and the darker aspect of ourselves. So I know I'm consciously asking my higher self to keep me very in tune to my third eye. where our clairaudiency, our clairvoyancy, our clairsentience abilities are waiting to like fully bloom. It's where you have visions and new perceptions and psychic abilities. It's where all other dimensional realms can still feel very outside of you. So like if you're on like third eye consciousness right now, third eye dimension, third eye chakra, you might not be anchoring in, well, through the third eye you do anchor in higher dimensional existences, experiences, but like it might be more, those things might feel very outside of you when you're focused on your third eye, because this is like about your present. Like when you're really in third eye consciousness, you are like highly in tune to your present, and you're reading energies. Like you're reading what you're feeling between another person. You're picking up on their telepathy. You're picking up on their how this person and what they're thinking and what they're feeling, and you're like reading things in your present. You're very in your present, and astrologically, it's dimensionally ruled by Virgo. So this is all about Mercury too. And anybody who knows Mercury, that's a very mental aspect as well. Mercury, Thoth, Hermes, is ingrained throughout our entire financial system, endocrine system. So Mercury is also very sharp mentally, very quick-witted. So this is about like a lot of the mind focus right now. But just know, like when you are tapping into your third eye and you're holding it at like a fifth dimensional experience, this is when synchronicities support you. So you're probably seeing like a lot of 555 and 777. I've been getting 555 and 777 every day, all day for the last couple days. So, and 777, the seven sisters and Pleiades, the seven doves, the seven rays of spirit. Like we are essentially coming up on the Beltane, which is like a Celtic festival that celebrates in between spring and summer. But the Beltane is also the coming of the Pleiades. Like it coincides with the Pleiades. So like we cannot help but just be integrating a ton of Pleiadian messages and wisdom and insight and perspective and collective humanity, law of one, like coming together. Like this is the time of the 11:11 awakening. Like this is activating right now. We're highly activating. People are probably going through like some mass spiritual awakenings right now. I mean, because the sunlight is integrating, photonic light is integrating more. Anybody who is on the brink of a magnetic, receiving magnetic energy is on the brink of an activation. So the third eye is the focus of anchoring the infinite in connection to the divine. So I really feel like there couldn't have been a more perfect card to kind of describe the Pleiades right now, honestly. But so spiritually, that's kind of where you're at. The messages were, I think they were wonderful because they were activating awareness and higher consciousness within our Pleiadian consciousness, our Pleiadian quantum field that is infused throughout our DNA and through the electromagnetic energy that's pumping through our body in every fractalic second. But just know that like it's just awareness to help raise your vibration. You're probably shifting right now from an intolerant space, and you're getting close to shifting into like a higher vibration because of this Scorpio full moon and the moon being in Scorpio right now. Like it's such a transformative sign. I mean, because you're sinking deeper into the moon subconscious right now, and we're just transforming. So all of these are transformative messages, and soon the vibration is going to rise and lift. So like, I really think that these were really perfect messages. And if you resonated with my messages today, if you like my messages, if you would like and subscribe to my channel, and that way I'll know that people are liking what I'm doing, and I'll keep making more. And I want to start offering energy readings soon, but I just haven't set up a link yet on my Facebook page to do that. But that's probably going to be my next step, because I'm really enjoying sharing this information and connecting with all of the beautiful souls that are attuning to these energies like I am. So I just wanted to thank you so much for watching. And I'm going to go ahead and clear the energy of the reading, because I really feel like it was pretty heavy on the mental, emotional, and spiritual body. The messages weren't like extremely high vibrational, so I'm assuming a lot of fourth dimensional duality right now amongst the collective. So we're just going to clear this. Okay. Thank you so much, and I hope that you have a beautiful, wonderful rest of your day, and just know that we're all in this together, and sending so much Mahama unconditional love to everybody. Have a beautiful day. Bye.